So if you're a commercial real estate owner or buyer, you can easily reach out to the lenders we have relationship with, and they give you quotes, right? So you may say, well, why would I reach out to Peak Financing when I can do the same?
So I feel like starting businesses are hard enough, but essentially you're in, correct me if I'm wrong, Anton, you're in the middleman business because you're not necessarily the loan originator. You are a commercial brokerage firm. Am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
So I feel like that in itself is adding another level of complexity, because now you have to also work with how other people work, right? And so I'm curious as to why not, and I'm very curious, right? When you pick this business model, why pick commercial brokerage? Can you tell us about what you saw some of the incentives were, and maybe you can give us insight as to what is the difference between being a loan originator and maybe what that even looks like? Is there is there SEC regulations? Like, is it how different is it, and why did you pick commercial brokerage?
Yes, comparing it with residential mortgage brokers, right? Which is obviously kind of the easiest to compare it with. Yeah. Residential lending for real estate is extremely programmatic when it comes to Fannie and Freddie loans as well as bank loans, right? So you essentially can underwrite 95% plus, almost to 100% all in an automated environment when it comes to residential loans. So there is not really that much of a value adding element that you can bring to the table. So once you have the systems in place, anyone can originate these loans. So there is not really much of a value that can be added. When you, however, look at commercial real estate, because it's such a intricate situation you get yourself into as a buyer or an owner of a property with so many moving parts, that's where really the knowledge of a knowledgeable intermediary as we are is a massive positive element that we bring to the table, right? So it's not just, okay, get me a quote. Everyone can get quotes, right? So if you're a
run it through the grid or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you're a commercial real estate owner or buyer, you can easily reach out to the lenders we have relationship with, and they give you quotes, right? So you may say, well, why would I reach out to Peak Financing when I can do the same, right? So the problem with that approach is you do not know whether that lender is really the most suitable lender. You will not be able to really negotiate with that lender in the initial quotes, because you didn't really know, as we do, because we are doing it every single day, what are the other options out there. And you also really do not know what are the best ways to structure that deal. Maybe you think you know, but you may not know, right? Now, that's the first part before you even apply for a loan. But our biggest value really comes to the table after you apply for a loan. There are virtually 100 plus due diligence items that you have to go through for a commercial real estate transaction, from third-party reports to like appraisal, property condition assessment. You have insurance issues, you have sponsor issues, right? So your personal net worth is being looked at, your liquidity is being looked at, the property financials are taken apart, every single line item is looked at, your rent rolls are looked at. And that is being looked at even after you applied for the loan on a month-by-month basis, right? Typically, it takes around 2 months from application to close. And if the financials change of that property, one needs to deal with that, right? If the collections go up, great. If the collections drop, we have a problem. So we essentially assist the borrower right from the get-go to ensure that whatever you applied for that loan, you actually are able to close rather than get a so-called retrade.